Live from historic Crocker Field in the heart of Fitchburg, FATV presents coverage of Red Raider football. Tonight's the final home game of the 2024 season for the Red Raider varsity squad as they take on the Crusaders of Groton-Dunstable Regional High School. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. John Grugerty is on assignment. His assignment ran too long and he wasn't able to make the trip up, so we'll miss Googs, but we'll get him back another week as the Red Raiders take the field, freshly victorious, 1-8. They took down Worcester Tech 13-0 7 days ago at the General's Den in Worcester. Zacchaeus Collins had a 9-yard touchdown run to open the scoring in the fourth quarter, and then closed the scoring with a 35-yard pick six. Collins had a very solid day. A game-high 112 yards on the ground. He threw for 87 more with 5 of 9 passing. Jerome Best, 3 catches for 63 yards. He had an interception. Zacchaeus Collins had 2, 1 pick six, and then another interception to stymie another Worcester Tech drive. There's Paul DiGeronimo, fresh off his first career victory with the Red Raiders. So the Raiders have a little bit of momentum coming into tonight's contest. As for Groton-Dunstable, they are also 1-8. Like the Red Raiders, they went winless in league play. 0-4 in the Midwatch C is what Groton-Dunstable did. Their lone win came all the way back on September the 13th when they took down David Prouty in a high-scoring fight, 44-35. Last week, Groton-Dunstable had one of their best offensive performances in which they were able to put 24 up on Monty Tech. Unfortunately for the Crusaders, it was their worst defensive performance of the season as the Bulldogs ran riot for 54. So 54-24 was the final down at the Fitchburg-Westminster line. And Groton-Dunstable comes into this game with a record of 1-8. And one of the interesting things that you'll notice tonight when you look at the Groton-Dunstable side is that their numbers are not as high as you might expect. That's the entire team right there. There's 29 players who made the trip down to Fitchburg today. The numbers are a bit low for Groton-Dunstable. Talked with an assistant before the game. He assured me that they are just in a bit of a dip in enrollment right now. They have 5-6 seniors on the roster right now, and they're expecting a pretty solid 8th grade class to come into Groton-Dunstable, a solid 7th grade class as well. So the hope is for the Crusaders this is just a temporary blip and that they'll be able to get their numbers up to a healthier spot in due time. Meanwhile, the Crusaders on the campaign 1-8 last year. Their only victory came against Fitchburg in what was Week 9, the first of 2 consolation games in the 2023 season. So a rematch basically from last year in the consolation phase. Is Groton-Dunstable the new Algonquin for us? Who can say? But as for Groton-Dunstable, they lost to Ayr Shirley at the beginning of the year 24-20. Lost to Doherty 49-19. North Middlesex they lost 28-2. Yeah, they got a safety in that. Lost to Maynard 49-15, Oakmont 47-8, Westboro 42-13, Hudson 49-6. All those teams are playoff teams, by the way. They played 5 playoff teams this year. So there was some difficulty to their schedule. They did finish in the bottom 5 in Division 5. Steve Gauthier, our referee tonight. He'll give us the verdict.
Crusaders have won the toss and elected to receive.
So as you have it, Groton-Dunstable will get the ball first, as the teams will come together and celebrate what will be the final game of varsity football here at Crocker Field in 2024. The Red Raiders with one more game coming in 13 days. Thanksgiving at Doyle Field this year. Groton-Dunstable will have one more game as well. They'll have Tingsboro at Tingsboro.
Please stand if you are able. Remove your caps.
We will
honor America
listen to the national anthem, and after that, we'll be back with kickoff next right here on FATV. moments away from kickoff here at historic Crocker Field. The Red Raiders of Fitchburg High School, the Crusaders of Groton-Dunstable in this battle of red and gray. Daniel Bolak here with you. So we have a bit of an incomplete picture of what Groton-Dunstable's got for numbers. Of the 9 games they've played this year, 6 of them had box scores submitted to the Telegram and Gazette. So there's a couple of games we're kind of missing the picture on, but we can tell you at least as much is that this Groton-Dunstable team is a team that likes to go to the air. This is a team that likes to throw the ball. And they've got a sophomore quarterback in Johnny Bordis, who's already thrown for, in the 6 games we know, 861 yards. It's probably a safe bet to say he's thrown for over 1,000 in this campaign. They've got a number of players to watch for on the receiving corps, such as Kyle Ricci and Zach Romick, who you saw taking part in that coin toss along with Jason Zambudo.
Crusaders will receive the opening kick.
Alan Hall is ready to kick it away for the Red Raiders.
Hall once again doing the kicking chores here for Fitchburg.
So here Chavez Hernandez remains unavailable. So the senior wearing number 1 continues to deputize. A couple of Crusaders waiting at their own 20-yard line.
Back deep along with
kick on the ground. Picked up at the 25-yard line and brought up the near side hashes to about the 40-yard line. That was Corbin Larson with the return.
Larson on
kicking
return
to
there,
1.
brought down by number 29 for the Red Raiders, Lionel Inlays.
Lionel Ginlay will have the tackle there around the 40-yard line. That's where Groton-Dunstable will start in this contest.
So Groton-Dunstable now first and 10, bring up on the 40-yard line.
Crusaders in the road gray uniforms, all gray, with the maroon numbers and the maroon helmets. And they'll be led by sophomore quarterback Johnny Bordis. Damian Agraz, who's run for at least 165 yards and 3 touchdowns, is the man in the backfield. It's a throw out to the left side. That's complete to Larson. Larson at midfield to the 40, to the 30. Zacchaeus Collins is the one who's going to have to catch him, and he will do so inside the 20-yard line.
Collins making the scoring tackle save there.
So just a quick swing pass out to the far side on first down. Gets Luis Santos to miss there, and Larson with a big, big run. Bring it all the way to the 17-yard line, 43-yard gain. Another first down for the Crusaders. They went to Agraz on that one. See a bunch of different Red Raiders getting in on that. Could see Ali Cohil, Maximo Bronya, both in on that tackle.
Cohil and Max Bronya making the tackle on that last play.
Backs him up to the 20-yard line. Second down, a throw to the right side.
Pass is incomplete.
Will be incomplete. They wanted to find Jason Zambudo on the right side, the tight end.
Ball spotted at the 20.
But just a little behind Zambudo as he tries to dive to his right to haul that one in, and he can't quite get there. Third down, about 13 to go. 4-wide shotgun formation. Bordis wants to go to the left, out of the grasp of Bronya. Going to throw across his body to the right side. It's a deep ball that's just a little too far for Zambudo to get. Even if he caught that one, he would not have been in bounds.
Brings up 4th and 12 now for the Crusaders. Good pursuit on that last play.
You can see under pressure Bordis had a lot to deal with. Well, obviously, at the 20-yard line, maybe too far to kick it. Don't really know what kicking game the Crusaders have. Bordis rolls right side, throws. It is caught inside the 15-yard line. Zach Romick makes the catch, but he's not going to be nearly close enough for the first down.
By Collins.
Red Raiders will get the turnover on downs after all that.
the 15-yard line, first and 10.
10:47 to go in the first quarter. And we'll see what the Raiders can do for the first time tonight. Knows the football on the 15-yard line. Zach Romick, you can see there. He's been one of the key players for Groton-Dunstable for his last few years. A great family tradition there. His older brother also played football for GD. Coheel on first down.
Coheel on the carry.
Trying to find room up the middle, but there's just nowhere for him to go.
Not much there. It's going to bring up second and 10.
With the fullback dive, looked like they had Best in at quarterback.
In on the tackle, Nathan Kennedy.
Something we've seen a couple of times this season. Collins is the man in the backfield. Jerome Best lines up under center. Collins will take it, try to get back to the line of scrimmage, and Budo has him wrapped up quite quickly.
Collins again on the carry.
We'll take about half a yard off his account for that.
Short 11. Making the tackle that time was number 5, Jason Zambudo.
We've seen that captain, Jason Zambudo, already get in the thick of it. I know last week there were so many snaps in the Worcester Tech game in which they'd run with an empty backfield for Zacchaeus Collins, and he would just take the snap and run with it. Ran the ball quite a few times. On this drive, they started by having him basically as the man in the backfield. And some miscommunication will lead to our first timeout with 9:33 to go in the first quarter. No score. I mentioned the Raiders coming off a victory 13-0 over Worcester Tech. That game was scoreless through 3 quarters, so it was early in the fourth that the Raiders finally were able to break through, with Zacchaeus Collins punching it in from 9 yards out. It was still a pretty close game throughout. The two teams pretty solid offensively. Combined a little over 400 yards between them, about a little over 250 for Fitchburg. Penalties, though, were an issue for both sides in that contest. There were about 175 yards in accepted penalties in last week's game. There were some unsportsmanlike conducts, and the game ended in a less than graceful manner, but we're not going to dwell on that. Third down, about 10.5. Best will go in motion to the right. Collins goes to the right, throws, finds Best at the 20-yard line. He'll be met there very quickly. Jonathan Wynn will wrap him up. Be a solid gain on third down, but not nearly enough for a first. Get him to the 19-yard line.
Like the Red Raiders will punt here, back deep right now.
Raiders in punting formation.
Here's number 1, Corbin Larson, and number 4, Carter Maple.
Two different Crusaders back to try to pull this one in. And did not go the best for Corbin Larson there. Had a bit of trouble handling it.
Justin Medina first in.
Justin Medina and Zach Solomon combined for the tackle.
Along with help once again from Zach Solomon, number 61. The Crusaders now have the ball at the 45-yard line.
Groton-Dunstable will have solid field position with 8:44 to go in the first quarter. First and 10 for the Crusaders. It'll be a quick swing pass to the right side. Ricci makes the catch, gets to the 40-yard line. Collins will wrap him up there.
Ball complete to Kyle Ricci.
All the way to the 37-yard line on the swing pass.
And about 8 on the play, so we're at second and 2. Move the ball to the 37-yard line.
8-yard gain, now second and 2. Trips to the right. Agraz will go to the left. Bronia's first to arrive. But wrestling forward there. Agraz able to get the first down.
And Max Barney first in on the tackle.
to the 32-yard line.
Crusaders getting up for a first down, and it's 1st and 10 now at the 32-yard line.
To the left side, Bordas keeping himself. First time he's called his own number tonight.
Tackled by Allen Hall, number 1.
Colin Yule, I think, there on the tackle at the 20.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Groton-Dunstable keeps the tempo going. Hand off to the right side. Romick had the carry that time. Cohilan Amate Nagabe break him up in the backfield for a loss of 3.
No loss of almost 3 on the play. Is going to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Crusaders.
Just tried to go to the right side that time. It was the first touch of the night for Romick. Did not go to plan. Agraz, a lot of room on the left side. Collins will dive out and knock him down to the turf at around the 16-yard line. Agraz found a lot of room. Collins just diving out of desperation, knocks him down at the 16. About a 7-yard gain that time. 6:40 to go in the first quarter, no score. Bit of a high snap. But that's just enough to break up the timing as Agraz can do nothing with it. See a bit of a high snap there. It disrupts the timing enough that just quickly breaking in there was Masango Amate Nagabe. Jale also on that tackle, pushing back to the 18-yard line. 4th and 8. It'll be a throw for Bordas, and it's high and incomplete. Wanted to find Corbin Larson. Jerome Best had the coverage there.
Receiver. Good coverage there by number 29 for the Red Raiders. And the ball will be turned over on downs.
We'll have another turnover on downs. Raiders will have it back with 6:01 to go in the first quarter.
At the 17-yard line. Now we'll call it the 18.
Sean Sweeney has popped on the headset. How's it going, Sean?
Danny, how are you today?
Doing pretty well. Raiders coming off that victory over Worcester Tech last week. Finally got one in the win column.
Oh, thank God.
I know it's been a bit of a long losing streak, 20 games, as Best go in motion on first down. Collins will keep it himself, has the confidence to run with it. It's wrestled down just past the 20-yard line.
Collins is such an athlete, Danny. He's really grasping this offense.
Picks up 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
I like the confidence, how he's able to run with the football, how he's able to just take it himself immediately. Not any hesitation. He knows what he wants to do with the football. He's not afraid of contact. We've seen him contribute tremendously on defense as well. 2 interceptions last week, including a pick 6.
Yeah, I mean, he sees the field very well. And when you're playing in safety, you using it as a quarterback, you get to use those tools in a different manner. And there he goes. Look at that.
Look at those moves there. Tremendous work there by Collins. Turns into a rugby maul at the 40-yard line. They'll finally blow it dead there. But a lot of great moves there by the sophomore quarterback in Zacchaeus Collins.
Oh, God, yeah, he is going to be something over the next 2 years. I mean, he continues to study his playbook and get bigger, get stronger. I can't wait to see him in 2 years.
Take it all the way to the 41-yard line for a fresh set of downs. It's the first down of the night for the Raiders.
I didn't get to watch the game last week. I was away, but I'm impressed with this drive so far.
This time they give it to Collins as Jerome Best took the snap, and you can see even with a hand on his jersey, he's still fighting and pushing his way forward. Gets 5 yards on that.
He's showing heart, Danny, and that's the big thing that these kids need to do. They need to show heart. They need to learn what they are playing for. They're not just playing for themselves. They're playing for their school. They're playing for their city. And I'm hoping we can get some big things out of these kids.
Now, Collins did come off the field holding his arm, holding his elbow. He's probably going to take a break for a couple of plays. Jerome Best has proved himself to be capable in the quarterback position. The Raiders have not been afraid to have him take snaps this season.
I agree, and you know, he's a phenomenal athlete too.
He's going to keep it himself. Look at that juke move. Now he gets to the near side, around the 50-yard line. He'll step out of bounds there.
Best on the carry.
With a lot of lesser athletes, that could have been broken up in the backfield, loss of a few yards, but Best is able to make those moves, shake off those defenders, and fight his way for 4 yards.
So third down and about 2 on this one coming up. Yeah, he's another one of those players that Paul DiGeronimo has really leaned on throughout this season. I remember when we were doing the preseason preview, and you know, Paul mentioned Jerome as being someone who is going to be a big part of this offense.
Yep.
And then he called me and said, you know what, how about we take him out of the story? I don't want to put too much pressure on him. He's just a sophomore. And look what he's done so far this year.
Goes with a quarterback sneak, able to pull out of the line, roll to the left, and dive forward for a gain of 3. It's a first down for the Raiders. And Jerome Best is a player, too, who last year was not in the Fitchburg program. He's someone who actually moved to Fitchburg during the summer.
I love it when kids come, and especially when they're athletes, and they come to our school, and they put on that red uniform, and they show what they can do. And you know, Jerome is really, he's a good kid, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, and we're hoping for some really big things out of him over the next 2+ years.
One of those positives, yeah, with Zacchaeus Collins and Jerome Best, they're a great dynamite 1-2 combination, both of them sophomores. And now here's Best rolling left side, found some room now to the 40-yard line, will step out there. Another solid carry there for the sophomore, clad number 28.
And hopefully he's going to run some track this winter and spring, use that speed as an asset for the Red Raider track team and see what he can do on the track.
A lot of great athletes able to apply their trade not just on the football field, but on the track surrounding it. And of course, we've got a brand new, freshly created track here for all the student athletes to run on. 2:25 to go in the first quarter, no score, but the Raiders driving here. Best with the snap going to Collins. Collins gets to the outside at 35, 30-yard line, up to the 25, still on his feet, down at the 20-yard line.
And that's
just a big bull rush and a nice burst of speed as he turned that corner, Danny.
7-0 in on the tackle that time, Jonathan Wynn. And
you know, it's a look that Groton-Dunstable isn't completely used to seeing in the film, is Collins taking the handoff from Best as opposed to just taking the snap and running with it.
Well, you were right about him taking a couple of plays off. Jerome Best showed what he could do a little bit on that big third down play, and then Collins getting the ball there, making the turn and turn on the afterburners, almost waving toodaloo.
Here's Best to the left side, now to the 15, to the 10-yard line, the 5, they're not going to stop him! Touchdown, Red Raiders!
Jerome Best from 20 yards out.
20-yard touchdown run for Jerome Best, opens the scoring for the Red and Gray.
Gotta love it. And he got a big block up there too as well. Let's take a look on that one. Rolls out. He had the big block over the side. We didn't catch it, but
you can see Lucas Savard getting in on that. You know, fakes the handoff to Zacchaeus Collins, Alan Hall to kick the extra point. Bit low, but it's over the bar, and that's all that matters. It is good. 1:47 to go in the first quarter. The Red Raiders lead 7-0.
That's the first time in a long time that we've been able to say Fitchburg leads in a game on FATV.
I know it's been a little challenging this season in terms, and been a little challenging. We mentioned it's a 20-game losing streak that they've snapped.
Right, and that was in third place overall in the area. North Middlesex had that 22-game losing skid back in 2007, 2008, and then a couple years ago, Gardner had a 24-game losing skid that they broke in pretty good fashion at Wildcat Field there. But yeah, it was definitely tough to watch that, and this team is going to continue to get better. They're going to continue to grow. They need to develop some other skilled players besides Jerome Best and Zacchaeus Collins, and I know that we got them coming up on that JV team. That majority of them are 8th graders.
That bounces around the 26-yard line. Will be taken by Romick. Romick able to get to about the 36 and not much farther than that.
Return there.
Now let's see what they can do with the lead here.
Several Red Raiders in on that tackle.
Yeah, we mentioned that North Middlesex team. Last year they were a playoff team. They graduated a lot of great seniors who went on to play at the next level. So they took a bit of a step back. Gardner, on the other hand, they're a playoff team this year, playing Uxbridge tonight in the round of 8 in Division 7.
What they're doing up in Gardner, what Dan Fort and his staff have been doing in rebuilding that athletic program as a whole, it's just amazing to see.
Borders will take it himself on first down, gets the 40, and dives towards the 45-yard line as Hall wraps him up.
Hall making the tackle.
Be close to first down yardage.
I think it's not even gotten it. Yeah, he did.
The nose of the football right on the 45. The down judge says, move those chains. First down for Groton-Dunstable. That'll be first down number 4 on the night for the Crusaders.
They're running that very quick offense.
James Creed, the third-year head coach for Groton-Dunstable, running that offense as they go to the left side.
I didn't see
that time it was Damian Agraz. The sophomore takes it to the left side for a gain of about 3. We know Groton-Dunstable, they're also, I guess, in terms of overall program age, they're one of the younger programs out there.
So is Fitchburg.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of how many years they've been doing football.
Oh, that's totally fair. Whoops.
Oh, that's a high snap. It's going to be picked up by Agraz, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a tremendous loss of yardage.
I think they're going to give it to him where he corralled it and then tried to move forward before Fitchburg moved backward.
In a hurry, along with a couple of other Red Raiders.
Back to the 33.5. It's called the 33.
Almost a loss of about 11.
3rd and 22 or thereabouts.
Yep, 3rd and 22 is what my book got. 12 seconds to go. That's not the best grammar, but
that's okay.
Words come out weird sometimes. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see if Groton-Dunstable wants to run another play. Back judge doesn't have their arm up, so they didn't feel compelled. They clocked to their backs. They let the clock run out. Through 1 quarter of play here at historic Crocker Field, it's Fitchburg 7, Groton-Dunstable nothing. Let's take a moment to thank our FATV underwriters.
Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are brought to you in part by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, The Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil.
1 quarter of play complete from Crocker Field, 7-0 Red Raiders in front on a 20-yard Jerome Best touchdown scamper. Both of us keeping competing stats here. You've got them in analog, I've got them in digital. I've got about 156 yards of combined offense in this contest thus far.
I think you might be right.
Got 86 for Fitchburg, 70 for Groton-Dunstable.
Sounds about right. I mean, that first play from scrimmage, it felt, and I don't know if you feel the same way, it felt like what we have seen out of the Fitchburg defense for most of this season. Hard to tackle inside the first 5 yards, and then it's Zacchaeus Collins coming up with the big stop. And it looked like the initial defender that you saw was tracking back like it was a soccer play, and that has been a problem for most of this season, I think.
It's been one of those things that a quick swing pass to the outside suddenly leads to tremendous yardage after the catch.
Got to tackle. Got to tackle in this game.
So Bordis on 3rd and very long, swinging it out to the near side, gets to the 40-yard line, runs out of room, and shepherded out of bounds.
He's a nice big kid, this quarterback here.
Just like Zacchaeus Collins, he is a sophomore.
Going to be seeing a lot of him over the next 2 years, I'm pretty sure of it.
Was a starter last year for this Groton-Dunstable side. He gets to the 42-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
So it's about 4th down and 13 or so to go. 0-3 on 3rd down conversions.
And
they're going to go for it. I mean, hey, this is not what I would do at this point in the game, but I would say just pin Fitchburg back and see what your defense can do.
there's also the possibility, I don't actually know who Groton-Dunstable's punter is, so there's also that
do they may not have a punter right now?
I mean, one of the things that I've seen a lot of teams do, especially in the college level, like Bridgewater did this for a number of years, is they would have their quarterback line up in the shotgun formation, then just take 2 quick steps back, takes the snap, and boot it away.
It's almost like a quick kick, but with a trigger into it.
Yeah, more or less. And then it was one of those things like you've got to respect the possibility that they're going to try to run a legitimate play, but
and with the way that Fitchburg's defense is that could turn from 4th down to 1st down very quickly. And especially with the speed that Groton-Dunstable has with this number 3 and this quarterback too.
Yes, Agraz is a solid running back, and this is a team that is very comfortable in throwing the football. They were last year. And
I do remember seeing that last year, yeah.
Yep, they sling the ball around. They can definitely find some receivers. They've got some good kids at hauling in passes, such as Kyle Ricci and Zach Romick.
Going twins to the right, twins to the left.
It's a little more of a punting formation as Romick rolling to the right. He is going to throw it downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Lucas Savard.
At about the 45.
That'll be the first career interception for Lucas Savard. And the Raiders will have the ball back in that form.
Big play. Big play. Take a look at this, Dan. 12, rolls out to his right, flings it up, right into a sea of red.
Now, triple coverage there. He wanted to find Kyle Ricci. But the challenge there is, Romick is also listed as a quarterback on this roster. And he does have the ability to throw it. And the way he was rolling out there, he's trying to at least give off the impression maybe that he's going to try to do a rugby-style rollout punt. But in that case, he does end up throwing it downfield. May not have been the most advisable option. But the Raiders will have the ball, 11:44 to go, second quarter. They lead by a score of 7-0. Here is Collins on the handoff on 1st down, shook out of 1 tackle. It takes 2 Crusaders to wrestle him to the ground.
Solid run by Collins. Solid second effort, too, to break the tackle. Getting up to the 31-yard line.
Yep. Zach Romick was in on that tackle. Looks like Jackson McAuliffe as well.
Jackson McAuliffe.
You got 15 yards on that.
A little help from Zach Romick.
So to the 31-yard line, and that would be 15 yards right on the dot.
Thank you. I thought I was right on that one.
Bit of a low snap, but Best is able to pick it up, roll to the right, and just try to outrun McAuliffe, outrun Romick. Romick will shove him out of bounds, but it will be positive yardage, all things considered, on a play that could have gone south very quickly.
Absolutely, Dan. I mean, we saw it in a few games earlier this season where the bad snaps happen, and it's like, what do you do in that situation? But Best had the wherewithal to keep his head and to turn on the wheels a little bit there too.
There was a play in the Worcester Tech game last week. There was a play where Best ran all the way to the far side of the field, completely reverse direction, ran all the way to the left side of the field, ended up getting about a 5-yard gain, and then they may have pushed him further out of bounds after he got out of there. But it was one of those very interesting moments. Here's Collins on the right side, steps up against Romick. Romick will make the tackle, but solid yardage brings up a manageable 3rd down.
3rd down and probably about half a yard, I would say.
Pretty close to the marker, not quite there.
3rd, less than 1, give him 6 yards on that one.
Tail the ball on the 22-yard line.
About 67 yards for Zacchaeus Collins so far on the ground.
Digital book says exactly 67.
When you and I are on the same page, it's beautiful, isn't it? Looks like we have a timeout on the field.
So 10:35 to go in the second quarter, 7-0 Fitchburg. the rivals, Leominster, they are in action tonight.
They are. They're playing down in Norwood, I believe. They're playing Zavarian.
Yep, Westwood. You had half of it, yeah.
I was close.
Yep. I mean, those two are not very far apart. I think they actually want to measure it.
Oh, they're measuring it. Okay.
You know, spotted at the 31, I think they're short, but
Probably about half the length of the football, maybe.
shouldn't be very much.
Very close.
It was worth the
Very
measurement.
close.
Less than a yard to go was worth the measurement.
This is what about the time when you tell your linemen, your developing linemen, all right, hold your water, push the other one across the way, get your quarterback through, and get another fresh set of downs. Fitchburg 1-2 on third down right now.
Try to refresh the box, and you can see this heavy formation. Best is set to take the snap on third and less than a yard.
Oh,
but it's a
ball's loose.
I think Collins got it through by binoculars. They'll signal fourth down. Just a tough exchange there. Would have thought they would have gone with the sneak there, but instead they try to do the quick handoff. We'll look at it again on the replay.
He lost the ball.
He lost the
right
ball
there.
on the transfer, and then Collins was able to jump on top of it.
So it's gonna bring
Smart
it
job
fourth down
on Collins' part.
and about a yard.
That takes experience right now. That Fitchburg line and Best need to work on that more in practice. Minus one, down to 3 on third down.
Raiders will go with a heavy line this time. Collins will take it, and he's going to get the first down. That time, just relying on the line to push some space forward on the right side. Only had to get to the 21 for a fresh set, not even quite to the 21, but able to get past it to about the 18-yard line. First down for the Red Raiders.
I'll take a 5-yard gain over a 2-yard gain any day of the week.
Ball is spotted at the 18. It's first and 10 now for the Red
They
Raiders.
go back to Collins on that on the snap out of the pistol, and he just he has a little bit of running space starting out of the pistol there. Relies on his line to create the space to run into. Gets those 5 yards, resets the downs. First and 10 with 9:05 to go in the second.
Looks like out of the Wildcat here.
Collins again, and look at that
Oh,
curtain open up
beautiful.
the middle. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Love it. That was beautiful.
For all the work that you put into the line, that's what you're trying to accomplish all season long, a play where the C's just open straight up.
Basically a hole the size of Clegon right there. Right up the middle. Eases up. Don't want to show up the kid. Just ease it on into the end zone right there. And another touchdown for Zacchaeus Collins.
For Zacchaeus Collins, it's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. He'll hold. Allen Hall's kick is through. 8:53 to go in the first half. The Raiders lead 14-0.
Can't remember the last time we had a 14-0 lead. Some historian had it, right?
It's been a little while.
It has.
Do you know offhand? I know the answer to this. I just want to see if you know the answer to this. When was the last time the Raiders scored 3 touchdowns in a game?
It was a long time ago, Danny. It was that Tantasco game, November 10th, the last time that we had won before last week.
That's exactly right. 33-28, one on a walk-off touchdown.
That was a great drive, too, from what I remember. I mean, it was down in Sturbridge, so I didn't get to go, but from what former AD Craig Antossi told me, it was a phenomenal drive by Fitchburg in order to win that game against the Warriors down at the reservation.
It was a great back-and-forth game. Also the most recent game in which the Raiders got a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
They've only attempted 5, apparently. I went and did this math last night.
That's too much math for me. I was worrying about basketball last night.
That ball will roll out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and so options. So you can take the ball 25 yards from the spot of the kick, take it 5 yards from the spot it goes out, which they're not going to do, or you make them back up 5 yards and re-kick.
If I was Groton-Dunstable, I'd make them go back 5 yards and re-kick.
So here's a funny story from last week. There was a point in last week's game, Allen Hall kicked off.
Got a legal procedure on the kicking team. Ball kicked out of bounds. Will assess a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
So they will try it again from the 35. So Collins kicked off from the 40, kicked it out of bounds at the Worcester Tech 40.
Yep.
They made him go back 5 and re-kick, as opposed to taking the ball at the 45. He kicks it out at the 40 again, so 5 yards and re-kick. Kicks it straighter that time, taking it at the 30, run back to the 44.
Oh, that's tough.
Wasn't worth.
Tough.
Was
Whoops,
not
ball's
worth
loose.
not worth in the grand scheme of things, and you could see on that one of the up men there, and Damian Agraz really had trouble handling that one. A bit of a hot potato, jump on at the 40-yard line.
I don't even think he was ready. I don't even think he was expecting the ball to come right to him.
Hall does not have, the biggest of legs in the world, so sometimes, he's going to do those line drive kicks. And
Nothing wrong with that.
no,
You just have to, take a month off, take the month of December off. Once January rolls around, get into the weight room on the second floor, start working on those legs. Do those leg curls.
Groton-Dunstable will have it on their own 40-yard line. 8:51 to go in the first half. The swing pass to the right side finds Corbin Larson, and this is a carbon copy of that first play from scrimmage, except it's going even more this time for Groton-Dunstable. It's a 60-yard touchdown catch for Corbin Larson, and the Crusaders are on the board.
Great play, but on the Fitchburg side of things, you just can't let the guy get by you like that. You just can't do it. You got to wrap him up.
Just that swing pass.
You got to front him.
Out of the grasp of Best, and Larson able to outrun Collins. Collins puts a good chase into him, but just isn't able to quite get him. And it's 6 for Groton-Dunstable. Last year, Groton-Dunstable, on their 2 touchdowns, ran the swinging gate for conversions. They are not lined up in the swinging gate this time. Instead, they look like they would like to kick for 1. It's going to be Romick who's going to have the go. Senior captain, snap down. Kick is up.
And good.
It's high and it's through. 8:38 to go in the first half. It's now 14-7.
106 yards for this young man through the air tonight so far.
Actually, I haven't put in the last play, so.
Well, I had him at 56 before, and it's a 60-yard touchdown, so I just did a little math.
Yep, that would be, and I had him at 3 for 6 for 56 before that, so yeah, that max out.
Wow, that's twice.
It just means we're really good at writing down the right numbers.
Fair point.
So after a 6-play, 46-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 51 seconds, that was a 1-play, 60-yard drive that took 15 seconds. Groton-Dunstable will now kick off for the first time tonight.
And remember, Fitchburg does get the ball to start the third quarter, Danny.
So we see Romick's got a decent leg. I'd like to see how it works on the kickoffs. He's getting solid height on those kickoffs.
It's not bad.
It will flutter to the 22-yard line. Luis Santos will go parallel to the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's as far as he'll get. He'll be wrestled down. Raymond Luxury-Yacht with the tackle. Number 20 is not present on my roster.
That's okay. He's present in our hearts. That's something that Johnny would say, wouldn't it?
I think that's one he would have borrowed from Mike Flynn, I think. Or
the 27-yard line.
27. Santos got hurt earlier in the season, and glad to see him back. Hopefully he's okay. Taking a little bit of a limp right there with Alan Toomley. Oh, sorry, Fitchburg High Athletic Hall of Famer, Alan Toomley.
Recently inducted. Groton-Dunstable is going to call their second timeout here. There's something they did not like.
Timeout, Groton-Dunstable.
8:32 to go in the second, 14-7. So yeah, Groton-Dunstable, I was talking about this a little earlier, one of the younger football programs in terms of years played of football because they only go back to 2008.
Yeah, I mean, they were around the same time that, a few years after that Quabbin started their football program. I think they're the second youngest in the neighborhood. If my memory is correct, Groton's always played some good football. And, you remember that game a number of years ago that Sal Figueroa had a big opening kickoff return touchdown. He was in the end zone. It was about a 108-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And that was the last time that I saw Groton-Dunstable playing football beside last year here. Groton is one of those programs that they're up and coming. They're struggling right now. Numbers aren't where they want to be, but I got faith that they'll do well in the future.
First year in 2008, they were 9-3.
Yeah, they'll do fine. I think they'll do fine.
Yep, that last year that they played in regular meetings, 2018, it was 6 years in a row. They were both in the same division in the Midwatch.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of realignment, and then they weren't in the same division in the Midwatch anymore.
Apparently this is the 8th time that Fitchburg and Groton-Dunstable have locked horns.
Yep.
Groton-Dunstable the 4-3 edge so far.
Red Raiders would like to level that up. Best on first down, taking the snap and breaking straight into the backfield was Daniel Castro.
Huge tackle, just break through that line like a hot knife through butter.
I mean, it's not a great sign when Best is looking to hand it off and Castro's already got himself wrapped up around Best.
Yeah, I mean, it was like right after the snap. Like someone did not do their job up front on that one.
Guess I had to make up for, I guess that was the counterbalance for the perfect line play for the touchdown.
Yeah.
It's imperfect line play on the first offensive play after the touchdown. 2nd and 16, it's going to be Best keeping himself, going out to the far side, gets to the numbers 25, and that's about it. Go out of bounds, keep himself safe, give him to the 28. So he'll get the yards back +1, I think.
Yes, he does.
And looking at the replay, Jackson McAuliffe probably would have had a decent line, but Zacchaeus Collins had to step up and block a little bit there to prevent McAuliffe from getting a good run on Best. Helps create that opportunity, gets those yards back, and makes it 3rd and 9.
Been impressed with this young man, Collins, since he first appeared on the scene last season. Strong arm. Big skills. Timeout on the floor.
This time it's Fitchburg taking their 2nd timeout.
Timeout Fitchburg.
7:40 to go in the first half of play. 14-7 lead still for the Red Raiders. No, Monty Tech's also in action tonight. They are down in Charlton, taking on Bay Path for the 2nd time this year. They're in the Voc tournament.
One of those big vocational school rivalries in central Massachusetts.
Purple and gold versus purple and gold. And Bay Path went undefeated in the regular season, but a low strength of schedule saddled them with the number 10 seed in Division 6. They had to go out to Swampscott in the first round, ultimately lost by a couple scores to the Big Blue. There's the concession stand. Hopefully there's a bunch of people here partaking in some of the goods.
I had a sausage with onions and peppers earlier. Very delicious.
Always relying on good food at Crocker Field.
Mr. Kazanjian, of course, running the grill. Class of 1971.
Collins, this time taking the snap, going left side, tried to find Savard. Savard had to come back to that ball and just wasn't able to keep his grasp on it.
Intended for number 13.
He was running before he even caught that ball.
Savard. Ball's incomplete. And we've got a 4th down coming up.
Had to come back for that one and had his hands on it, but just could not pull it in.
Only the 2nd pass that Zacchaeus Collins has thrown today.
Raiders have mainly gotten it done on the ground in this contest.
Going back to basics, that's how Fitchburg won a lot of football games over the last 30 years. 30 plus years, I should say, by now.
Kick.
All with a solid kick. Larson having a bit of trouble hauling that one in at the 44-yard line. Will stagger forward for a gain of a few more before being wrestled down around the 48.
Not liking that response there on the punt. You miss the tackle, then you're standing around before you make the second effort. You got to go right after him. You miss him, you got to go back after him. You have to. Can't just stand around and be a spectator.
Medina does get back there, but he did have some reinforcements that were able to come in and take care of business. We'll give him to the 49-yard line. 7:23 to go in the first half. Crusaders only needed one play to score on their last drive. They are not going to score on their first play this drive. In fact, they'll lose yardage this time as Agraz stumbles in the backfield.
You won't get an argument on me on that.
Second down and 11.
11 and a half, I would say, actually. Look at that. Right on the half.
Loss of one and a bit of change. A lot of movement. Bit of a jump there.
Officials brought their laundry on this play.
Steve Gauthier is our referee tonight. Comes from the Worcester area.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
This crew's got Groton-Dunstable as having sinned first. Let's see the jump from Larson, and maybe a jump on the far side as well. Now second down, Bordas with some time, throws right side, finds his man, and slammed out of bounds past the 40-yard line. That was Zambudo who made the catch.
That was a nice throw, too. It was just a nice BB right to him.
And he picks up about 18, 19 yards on the play. That's good enough.
It'll be a first down for the Crusaders. Scollins out of that safety position doing what he needs to do there.
So it's first and 10 now at the 37-yard line for Groton-Dunstable.
I had it for a game of about 21, maybe. I think that's about it.
My book is lagging. Larson's got the catch there on the right side, and he'll dive forward to about the 31. Yeah, that's one of the challenges with technology. Sometimes technology likes to have arguments.
So that was Larson there?
Corbin Larson getting the catch on that right side.
Where's that ball on the 30? Okay.
Right on the 30-yard line, yep.
6 of 9. I have him for 134 yards passing so far.
I'm a play behind, so
It's okay.
I'll let you know as soon as I get there. 30 yards from goal, Bordas, left side through the hands of Zambudo and incomplete.
Bordas' pass intended for
Another big third down coming up here. Third down and about 3 to go here. 0 for 3 on third down conversions, the Crusaders are. And they're 0 for 3 on fourth down as well. Looks like they're gonna have trips to the left-hand side.
4 wide set here as Bordas goes to the right.
Got
under
him.
pressure
Wrapped him up.
immediately.
Big sack.
And Ali Coheel will come up with the sack back at the 40-yard line.
deep in the backfield for the sack.
Big sack for Ali Coheel, senior. Big kid. Big heart too.
Loss on the play is going to bring up 4th and 12.
Very pleased with that play right there. Back to the 40-yard line. Lost 10 on the sack.
So we see what Groton-Dunstable will want to do here. Bordas is still in the backfield, so Groton-Dunstable would like to have a go. And he's going to heave it downfield on the left side. Battled forward, incomplete. Wanted Larson, but 2 different players there. It was Santos, it was Hall. They both combined to break it up.
Did you hear me? I just said good.
And the Raiders take it over again.
Well, one of us went to Fitchburg High School, and it wasn't me.
So 0 for 4 on third down, 0 for 4 on fourth down. Raiders take over the ball on their own 40. Let's see what they can do in this drive, Danny. You all caught up yet?
Just about there.
Collins under center, well, in the shotgun. He's going to take it himself, go out to the left-hand side. Gets it up to about the 48, 49-yard line. Big gain of about 8 yards on that play, Danny.
Yeah.
On the left side.
Again, great movement there by Collins, getting out to the left side, dipping and diving.
Picks up about.
Got a solid gain that time. 3 in the backfield. Multiple different options for to go to there.
98 yards on the ground for Mr. Collins so far tonight. I remember how to do this play-by-play thing. It's been a long time.
10 carries, 98 yards, and a score. Raiders have 136 yards on the ground tonight. Yeah, I'm caught up for the moment. 2nd down and 2.
Trips left side. Cahill coming in motion.
An empty backfield.
Whoops.
That one goes through the legs of Collins. They'll just dive on the football and eat it there.
You know, this is part of rebuilding, part of teaching kids the game of football. You're gonna take steps backward, and you have to understand that. And that's just part and parcel of a developing program and learning how to snap the ball and what to do in those types of situations.
It does happen every now and again that you get a wild snap, although through the legs is a new one for me.
It's not hockey.
Yes.
It's not hockey.
One in the backfield. Jonathan Torres goes in motion to the near side. As Collins rolls to the right. He's looking for Jerome Best. Best
Nice
has it at the
catch.
25.
Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch. He had the wherewithal to stay with the play, Danny. Just an athletic play. Athletic throw by Collins. And now look at this one. Just lofts it up there. Gets Best right behind the secondary. Juggles it a little bit at the 30. Gets taken down at about the 20-yard line. Beautiful play. And another 3rd down conversion. 2 of 5 today.
41 yards if my maths are correct. I'll use the British term for the moment. As Collins
You are
goes
correct.
to the right.
41 yards on the pass. I'll take it.
It's a 4-yard gain for Zacchaeus Collins going to the right side. That should put him over 100.
Where's he at? Is that the 16? I think you are correct. That is +4. Let's do some gazettas here. I have 10 for 102.
Got 102 as well.
Woohoo! We're doing great.
16 yards from goals. We approach 2 minutes to go in the first half. Raiders in pursuit of their 3rd score. Collins into the mosh.
I like how you said that, mosh.
And he's going to get wrapped up and pulled back by his counterpart word number 4, Carter Maple.
On the carry. And Carter Maple making the tackle.
To the 15. That'll 1-yard gain.
Picked up 1, it's 3rd and
Got to give credit to Groton-Dunstable on that one.
inside the 15. 1:41 to play here in the half.
See Maple just getting on there, escorting him backwards. And also getting in there Zambuto.
Just inside the 15, Danny. Thing with Collins, he can either run it or he can sling it. What's he going to choose? He's probably going to sling. Oh, he's going to keep himself.
Yeah, keep himself. There's some room on the left side. He
Oh,
gets the blocks. He
beautiful.
gets the blocks. And for the first time in 2 years, the Red Raiders have a 3-touchdown night.
Gotta love it. Got to love it.
Zacchaeus Collins with his 2nd score of the night. It's 20-7.
Just kept it himself to the left. He got a good block over on that side. Nice design play. He goes in from 15 yards. That's his, was that his third touchdown of the game? Second touchdown of the game.
Second touchdown of the game, 6th touchdown on the season for red number 4. Snap down, kick is up, kick is through. Allen Hall 6 for 6 on extra point kicks this season. 1:05 to go in the first half of play. Red Raiders 21, Crusaders 7.
Huge, huge, big touchdown. Go into the locker room with a 2 TD lead. Of course, I'm crossing my fingers on that one right now. But yeah, to go into the, going in 65 seconds left to go in this first half, Danny, and to get the touchdown the way they did after holding Groton-Dunstable, that's a big, big answer right there. Anytime we can hear Mr. Touchdown more than twice is a good night.
I think the last time we got to hear Mr. Touchdown more than twice was the Westboro game 2 years ago. I think about how much Westboro's turned it around. They had the same record as Fitchburg going into that game 2 years ago. They were both winless.
I'll tell you, Westboro, that team is just a wagon. We saw them here a couple weeks ago, Danny. And, you know, that's a good credit to the work that Joe Beveridge and his staff have done down at Westboro. I remember when they were very good, and then there was this downward period. But Westboro's really turned it around, and couldn't be more happier for Joe and his staff.
It's a great turnaround indeed for the Rangers and their win last week over West Springfield in the playoffs. The first time that they'd won a playoff game since ever.
And I'll tell you something. I've known Joe since he was a coach down at Tantascwa, and I think Joe got a really, really rough deal leaving Tantascwa. So to see him having some success, he's a good coach. He's a player's coach. So to see him having that type of success, it just warms the heart.
Westboro.
Wrap him up right away.
Yep. First down was a throw out to the right side. Corbin Larson's got that one. Actually, I'll have to double check the replay, see if that was forward or backwards.
Looks
That's forward, yeah. I didn't actually get a look at the throw at the time, but
it's okay.
Took a moment.
It'll forgive you. Second and 8.
For the Crusaders.
From the 47-yard line of Fitchburg, Bordas dropping back, a flag thrown.
Looks like a free play.
Sling downfield, that'll be incomplete. Although the flag in high school with the Federation rules often implies a penalty against the offense.
Looks like it was an illegal shift. Is that what they said?
An illegal shift on the play, 2 men in motion on the offense.
We'll have to double check to see if the Raiders would like the incompletion or they'll take the 5.
Legal motion on the offense. Penalty is declined. Brings up 3rd down.
Right call, I think, in my estimation. You want to get that ball back, even if you have 20 seconds left or less than that. You want to get the ball back and see what you can do, especially when you have a couple of athletic kids.
So yeah, looking at the replay on that last one, Agraz was in motion on the right, and then just a split second before the snap, Larson jumped forward, and that made 2 men in motion. They let the play go, and
3rd down, 0-4.
Bordas with some time gets the throw over.
0-5.
And it easily intercepted by Zacchaeus Collins. It's his 3rd pick in the last 2 weeks. He's going to try to run this back to the 50,
all the
to the
way.
45,
all
to the 40, to the 30,
all the
to
way.
the 20. Can they catch him?
Nope.
They will not.
Big pick 6, no time left. I think that was about I'm going to say 78. I want to say 78, but I'm going to wait for the replay.
Zacchaeus Collins, now he's got his 3rd score of the night.
I was early. What are you going to say?
That's going to make the score 27-7 Pittsburgh.
Here we go.
Watch this sling,
Nice
but
run right there.
82-yard pick 6 by Collins.
Time expired on the play. We're going to extend for the try.
There were a couple that maybe got close at the end, but Collins just got on his horse and just kept on rolling and kept on running.
Huge, huge pick six. Huge, with no time left.
Fitchburg will call their last time out of the first half. Let us bask in it a little more, shall we?
So the Red Raiders going to take time out.
I'm going to have to go into my record book. I don't remember. Now, obviously, I haven't seen from 1973 to the present.
Hey, coming up at half.
Wow, that was huge. That's massive. Massive pick six.
27-7, the Raiders in front now, pending the extra point to conclude the first half. I mean, this is the half the Raiders wanted.
They needed this half, Danny. They needed this half. They need this half for confidence. You know, last week, defensive-minded game. It was goose eggs for the first 3 quarters. You get the touchdown by Zacchaeus Collins to put you up. The first time you've had a lead all season, you get the 35-yard pick six to seal that game. That's the building block, and now you're seeing this for confidence. And we need all the confidence we can get on this football team right now.
One more extra point. That one just snuck over the crossbar.
Little line drive.
Doesn't matter how it gets over as long as it gets over. Halftime at historic Crocker Field. The Red Raiders lead by 3 scores at the interval, 28-7.
Huge, huge, great first half for Fitchburg. Yes, there are some problems still on the defensive side of the football, not tackling right away in that first level. And once you get into the second level, you got to rely on Collins because he's the one that's making those plays in the secondary. You can't always just rely on Zacchaeus Collins. Offensively, sure. Rely on all you want. You don't really want to rely on your star quarterback, star Wildcat back there for everything.
Came in tonight with 41 tackles on the campaign. I believe he's second to Ali Coquille in terms of tackles on the season. But yeah, Collins, the last couple of weeks, he's been getting some balls. Pulling in some interceptions and really making his presence shown on offense and defense tonight. 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's got a pick six for the second straight week. And at halftime, it's a 28-7 Red Raider lead. It's going just the way the Red Raiders wanted. We're going to take the break here, let you listen into the band performance here at halftime. The Raiders are winning by a bunch. Come back and see how they'll finish the job. This is Red Raider football right here on FATV.
He looked quite clever. His hammer in his hand. He looks quite clever. Her glove has gone across the field, carrying primroses. Here he goes across the field from his cheeks, white roses. But this isn't her love. She do loves duty. Sad news flies up and down Rosemary.
Back here at historic Crocker Field, where so many times out of the clubhouse, the Raider team has walked back slowly to the field, well, reluctantly for the second half that is upon them, trailing by a number of points, but not today. Today, the Raiders sprinted out of the clubhouse as they have a 3-score lead. Daniel Bolek, Sean Sweeney here with you. Here in week 10 of this regular season. Here's the highlights from the first half. Jerome Best opening the scoring from 20 yards out.
Big key block on that one, too.
4th rushing touchdown of the season. Then you saw this beautiful hole open up in the line for Zacchaeus Collins. He got the score to make it 14-0. But this quick swing pass out to Corbin Larson, he just gets on his horse. They can't stop him. 60 yards later, it's 14-7. Raiders would get 2 more scores back, both from Zacchaeus Collins, one on the offensive side of the ball. He gets out to the left side and can't be caught here.
Very similar to the one that Best scored.
And then there was this play on 3rd down. The Crusaders have struggled on 3rd down tonight. The deep ball downfield, Zacchaeus Collins makes the catch easily, and 82 yards later, he's into the end zone for a touchdown. This kickoff taken at the 23-yard line by Savard, and then he steps out of bounds. I think he probably wanted to do it in the reverse order.
Yeah, that's okay, though. That's okay, though. This is going to be the deepest starting position of the game so far, the 23-yard line for the Raiders. Well, maybe not the deepest, but, I mean, it's been the deepest for a while.
It's been yeah.
Halftime over in Westwood, Danny.
It's a close one.
Leominster trails Bavarian 14-7. Of course, if Leominster wins that game, they play next week in the state semifinals.
They do. They would either play BC High or Springfield Central.
And if they were to win that game, you more than likely would see a scaled-back Leominster attack on Thanksgiving morning.
Jonathan Torres will take it on the end around on 1st down, trying to cut up field. Zaboro will make the tackle. Jason Zambudo. That's a name that is just not stuck in my head tonight.
Who got that run right there?
That was Jonathan Torres who had that run. It's his first carry of the night, and that was that's not the best tackling form there for Zambudo. They let that go.
Yeah, I kind of think he got clotheslined on that one, but who am I, really?
Thought the arm was a little high, thought might have gotten into the pads a little bit.
When was the last time Torres actually had a carry? Before tonight?
Well,
it's been a while.
Yeah, the last time you saw it, earlier in the year, the last time he had a couple carries last week, actually, but
Okay.
You didn't know that. Chris
Nice
Rivera's
screen
got the catch.
pass.
It's been a little while since Rivera's had a catch. Unfortunately, it's going to be negative yards because Kyle Ricci had a bear hug on him and just took him right to the ground for a loss of a couple.
Rivera's a big boy. Back down to the 22-yard line. So a loss of 2 on that play.
Plus 1 catch, minus 2 yards.
Now Fitchburg is 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions so far. See what you got to do here. You got to get the ball up to about the 33, Danny. So you're probably going to have Collins. There he is. He's going to be in the Wildcat.
Try to manufacture some time, I think, to try to develop something. So he rolls back to the right. Doesn't have the time to manufacture anything. He throws on the run, and it's very short for Coquille.
Underthrow.
Ball is incomplete. Bringing up 4th down.
So I know I was thinking the goal on that one, try to create some time to try to let something to develop, but Collins could see the line breathing on him very quickly, didn't really have the time, and just misfired.
2 of 4 for Zacchaeus Collins through the air this evening so far. I think that was Best's first throw on the throw to Rivera.
Hall will have the boot, take a hop at the 45-yard line and slowly roll. Medina will shepherd it along.
Okay, get up, son, get up. Don't do any dramatics like that. You don't want it to pop off your face mask and it's a live ball.
Well, in that case, it would have just killed the ball there because it's the Raiders punting.
Yeah.
The Crusaders will take
Don't take this away from me, Danny. I don't have much.
1st and 10.
Nate's in the truck saying, yeah, he doesn't have much.
To the 45-yard line of Groton-Dunstable it goes. They'll have the ball back down 21 with 10:13 to go in the third quarter.
That was a big kick in the teeth to end that first half, Danny, so you got to see how Groton responds.
Agraz on first down to the left side, met by 3 Raiders after getting 3 yards and a cloud of spring turf pellets.
I think I saw 58 on that tackle.
Cassiano Pedraza.
He's a big kid. I think he's following me on
And
Facebook.
that's going to bring up second.
4-yard gain. Yeah, Pedraza was definitely the first to arrive. Collins there as well.
The ball spotted at the 49-yard line.
So that's his 6th carry of the game.
And Agraz will have his 7th. See the big bear hug from behind by Masango Mate Nagabe.
That was easy for you to say. Oy.
Coming up from the ball.
I've had a couple of years to practice it.
It's going to be 3rd and 5.
He's a big kid,
right on the 50-yard
heart of a
line.
lion, but very, very soft-spoken. So 3rd down. 0 for 5 on 3rd down.
Haven't had a conversion yet. Going to go empty backfield, 5 wide.
I think he's going to throw or keep it himself.
That's what he wanted you to think.
No,
he bounces off everybody. He's going to
down.
get the first down. Jaden Jones will slam him to the ground for a gain of 7
that time.
or 6. But either of them is enough for a first.
Yeah, looks like they're going to put it right at just about the 43. Gain of 7.
So that time they go with the 4 wide receivers, the 5 wide to try to see if the Raiders would put heavy coverage on the pass play. That time Bordas confident, taking himself, gets the 7 yards, gets the fresh set of downs. The first conversion on 3rd down tonight. Poison catch there for Romick. He catches it at the 45-yard line but can't gain anything. And it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards.
And what did we just see on that play that we really have not seen this year? Initial contact, wrap up, brought down.
It was Allen Hall first to the spot. It's a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 coming. Gonna have this 4 wide receiver set, a throw to the right side. Romick juggling it, is able to make the catch. Then his rear end touches the ground to bring an end to that. No tackles there.
Ball on the coverage, 3rd and 6.
Just a quick throw to that right side. Romick hot potatoing it a little bit, eventually just falls on his behind. To the 38-yard line it goes. Here's 3rd down. A quick throw over the middle. A little bit of the same story there. This time it's Ricci who makes the catch.
Number 6.
Goes to the 35. That's not going to be enough for a first down, though.
1 of 7.
Ricci.
Just shows the pace that Bordas throws with it, that the receivers do have to take a little bit there. 10 for 16 is Bordas tonight, 139 yards.
I think you're about right.
I'm going for it.
4th down, have to go for it.
Man, I think they got it this time.
Yep, goes to Corbin Larson.
To the first down mark. Let's see what
Down
we got.
judges 1 yard past the sticks. That's good enough for a first down for Groton-Dunstable.
They were 0 of 4 on 4th down going into that play.
And they're moving the chains now, so it should be
32,
first
I wanna
and
say.
10.
Yep, Jerome Best gets the tackle for that one. Just these quick throws, they'll just take what they can get.
So the ball at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
32 yards from goal are the Crusaders looking for their 2nd score of the contest. They trail 28-7 with 6:40 to go in the 3rd. Back to the 4 wide set. They're liking the pass game thus far, but Bordas is going to have to scramble. Running up the middle, Miguel Gonzalez and Sango Mate Nagabe will combine for the tackle.
75 on that big tackle. He was the first one to grab him.
Gonzalez. And a nice tackle there. Bringing up 2nd and 10.
Right back to the line. Gain of nothing for Bordas. It's looked pretty solid the way he's been throwing and slinging the ball around on this drive. This time doesn't like what he sees downfield and just tries to run with it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're going with these outside dink and dunk passes, you know, they're going to be effective.
Back into the shotgun. 2nd down, they're going to go with the designed run this time. Cassiano Pedraza and Lionel Ginlay say, none of that, please.
He ain't making a tackle that time.
You might have to think that after getting picked off for an 82-yard pick six at the end of the first half, they might be a little bit gun-shy to throw something deep like that. Gain of 1 in that play.
Yeah, they've all been short passes on this drive. They haven't really gone for the home run pass. 3rd down and 9 on the 1-yard completion. Fake for a moment to Agras, now throw over the middle.
Ooh,
nearly had Romick.
Wow.
But Romick just couldn't hold on to it.
Wow.
Coverage by Hall and Best.
That close from making it 28-13.
They got to go for it here, Danny. They have to. I mean, it was a great pass. It was right on the money between the two receivers. He just couldn't hold on to the football.
Hall and Best had the coverage. 4th and 9, what do you got to lose from 31? Have to get to the 22 for a fresh set of downs.
You know, this is that time of the game where you have to go for it. You have to. You're down by 3 scores. You don't go for it here, you're going to lose the football game.
Empty backfield.
Flag.
Fortis, throw over the middle, not going to be caught.
I think he juggled it.
He was juggling it. He did not have that catch anyway.
And it's on the offense too, so I say decline it, take the ball.
Holding. Offense. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Just looking for that throw over the middle. The hold means that the catch would have only allowed them to extend the drive. You know, found Corbin Larson there, but you know, he just hit him in the worst spot, right in the hands.
So 1 of 6 on 4th down for Groton-Dunstable, Danny. Just not having a good night in those late downs. They're doing okay in the 1st and the 2nd down. Once you get the 3rd down, it's a different ball game.
I had that drive as 11 plays for 24 yards.
Yeah, and there was only that 1 penalty at the end, which was declined. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you're right, 11 plays. You know, good sustained drive, but you really didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. Just going in very small fits and starts. Best as the quarterback on 1st down, hands it off up the middle. It was Zacchaeus Collins who had the carry. Gets a yard.
On the carry that time. Picks up 1.
One thing I've noticed about Zacchaeus Collins that makes him very distinctive as he is limping off the field, the distinctive orange cleats that he's got.
He's looking like a traffic cone.
I will say, when trying to stat the games from the scout film, it does make him very easy to pick out.
Yeah.
But he's going to take another breather there. Collins has had a good night, 119 yards.
13 carries, 14 carries, thereabouts.
Got 14. As it's going to be Best, going to the right side. Now he's going to reverse direction, come back to the near side, just try to outrun everybody. He is outrunning everybody. He's at the 35-yard line, finally tackled at about the 38. That was a bad collision, too, and Best is now down on his back.
Ran all that way for 6 yards, but very key 6 yards, because that puts you into striking distance to get the conversion.
First thing they're thinking is cramp. Get that Raider holding on to that left leg, and Lucas Savard now will have Best up on the field.
He'll hobble off.
I don't know who the next one up is for the Raiders.
And that's been an issue, because those are the only names that we've really called tonight. It's been the names that we've been calling all season. So this is, we're entering some interesting positions. I mean, Collins is coming back out. Ali Kohil just tried it back out. You've got Torres. Outside of that, who do you have?
3rd down and 3 to go. Have to get to the 41 for a 1st down. And it will be Collins. Goes to the left side of the line where he sees the opening. Makes the 1 move there to shake off the defender, and he swung out of bounds, but he's going to get the 1st down. He's out around the 42.
Jinks it to the right, goes left, tries to avoid the tackle, spins around, goes out of bounds.
Agras swings him out there.
Made of plastic, I think.
Yeah, Collins just keeps. Every time it seems like, oh, Collins might be hurt, might be hurt, and then who's going to be the next guy up? Oh, it's the one who didn't just come off the field.
Right. Coheal
goes with the fullback dive on 1st and 10. I believe his one other carry was for about nothing. This is for about nothing as well.
This is when the offensive line really needs to come together and come to grips that you have to give your fullback time. You have to give your fullback the ability to get through the line. I don't think Groton-Dunstable's front is that much bigger than Fitchburg's, so they really should not be having this much of a problem in generating space for Ali Coheal, because if Ali Coheal gets going, it's downhill running from there. That's a second carry.
Yeah, but I've got him at nothing.
Same here.
0 and 0. Second down and 10 will be a pitch. Here's Best. He's back on the field.
Looked almost Delaware wing-T-ish on that snap.
Just tries to get to that far side flank and never does find an opening.
Kind of had that smoked out pretty quickly.
And Best is worse for wear again. He throws off his helmet in frustration. And on his back, in a bit of discomfort.
Probably going to mark that ball back at the 34.
Maybe about 2nd and 19, we think. We'll take care of that play.
And the Raiders, Alan Toombly's got to get all the way over to the other side. Don't think Groton-Dunstable brought their own trainer tonight. I saw Mr. Toomley taping up one of the Groton-Dunstable players before the game. It was one of those weird moments where, what's a Groton-Dunstable player doing at the Fitchburg bench?
Getting taped up by Mr. Toomley, the Hall of Famer. And you know, we've seen Best get stretched out on that last play. We're seeing him down now. You know, I know you said it was possibly a touch of cramp that last play. This is a teaching moment for high school athletes everywhere. You pass the bubbler at school, you're taking a drink. You have to be prepared, physically, emotionally, mentally. You've got to take care of your body. You've got to make sure you're properly hydrated to play, 48 minutes of football, especially when you are a key player like that. You have to be prepared mentally, you have to be prepared physically, and that includes your hydration.
There's also the thought of trying to know your limits. As much as you love to stay in the game, there are times where you probably need to sit out for a little bit. Make sure that you are fully fit to continue. Best definitely was in more distress after that last one than he was before. They'll mark him at the 35, so it's going to be a 7-yard loss as he tried to get out to the far side flank and just couldn't find an opening.
He's got his helmet off. He's coming around to the Fitchburg sideline, around the Circle Street end zone.
Yep, just going to take the long way back. This will be Torres. We'll take it on the end around, get to the numbers, the 40, and that's as far as he gets there. Kyle Ricci there going low. The contact. Now we have an injury back near the line of scrimmage as Connor Davis ends up worse for wear. He's one of the seniors on this Crusader side.
Got that ball up to the 41-yard line. Did you just notice that nice burst of speed that Torres got in the open field behind the line of scrimmage? He was able to get a nice burst of speed while he was making that corner.
It's a timing play there. He comes on with the burst of speed coming to the near side. He's got the momentum running. Best had a touchdown against Marlboro where he starts so deep in the backfield, probably nearly 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but as it's pitched out to him, he's already got momentum coming forward. Groton-Dunstable, only 6 seniors on this roster of 32. Jason Zambuto, Kyle Ricci, Aaron Ebersman, Nick Raju, Connor Davis, and one other I'm skipping in Zach Romick.
There he is, Torres, getting a nice burst of speed and gets taken down. Holding that football right.
2 carries for 7 yards for Jonathan Torres.
So we have 4th down and about 11-ish.
Knows the football on the 41. This is prime punting position.
Might as well. Got to take field position and score into account.
Larson will take it in at the 37-yard line.
There's no way that he should have gotten those 3 yards, because he got that ball at about the 37, 38-yard line, got it up to about the 42, 41 right there.
Just a lot of business going on after that. The rugby ball formed at about the 42, and that's probably about where they'll give them. They're going to spot at the 41-yard line after all of that. GD gets the ball back with 75 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's a 3-score lead for the Red Raiders, 28-7. Raiders looking for consecutive wins after cracking a 20-game losing streak.
Can't tell you how proud I am of those boys for doing that. Can't tell you. It was just an amazing feeling to finally see that win streak snap. We've never seen that type of streak in Fitchburg football before, and to get it snapped the way they did, you've got to be proud of them, regardless of whoever the opponent was. Regardless if it was Brockton, regardless if it was, you know, Worcester Tech. I mean, it was a win is a win is a win at this point, and for these boys to get that win, huge.
Kyle Ricci with a solid gain on first down. Gets it to the 49-yard line of Fitchburg. They'll move the chains for a first down.
So that's about 157 yards now for him. About that?
Yep, we've got 12 for 20 for 152. That's what I've got in my book.
I had 12 for 19. Who's counting?
First and 10. Fortis to the right.
Ooh.
Slings. Ricci's got the catch, and Collins lights him up at the 45.
Pass is immediately hit by Collins, number 4. Gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Well, at the 45-yard line.
With some time. Gets that sling over, a nice spiral. And just collides with Collins right there at the 45. Mentioned Collins is one of the leaders in tackles on the Raiders, in addition to being one of the leaders on offense. Bordas wants to run with it this time.
Gotta wrap him up.
And Sabine Collins coming in from that safety position, who ends up making that tackle. After all the diving and juking, it's about a 4-yard gain to the 41, and we've reached three-quarter time at historic Crocker Field. No scoring in the third quarter, and the score remains the same, 28-7.
Three-quarter time. What are you, Australian?
Sure, that's where I'm stealing that from.
You're watching your AFL, are we?
Whenever it's on.
You are a night owl, Mr. Dan.
I really am.
Have we heard Purple People Eater tonight?
I don't pay as much attention to the band as I probably should.
That's the first rule in the Dave Clark School of announcing. Pay attention to the band.
Do pay attention to musical selections.
9th third down play here, Danny, for Groton-Dunstable.
Just need 2 for a first down.
Does not get the conversion.
Not this time. Damian Agraz going to the left side. Wrapped up at the 40. Manuel Yule a little slow to get up, but he's back up on his feet, but still doubled over, and he's really not liking how his left forearm is feeling. He's going to run off the field and get more attention.
It's the 4th down play for Groton-Dunstable. Raiders got to hold their water here.
They've had a lot of these. Mortis wants it himself. He will get it himself. to that right side. It's Alan Hall who will make the tackle by the legs at the 32-yard line.
Found a nice little seam on that right-hand side, Danny.
I can tell you 21-14 Zavarian in front of Leominster. Agraz still going up the middle, breaks out of a couple of tackles well into the second level, past the 20-yard line.
Looked like Torres tripped him up in order to stop him. They're just going to no huddle this one.
Go with the tempo here. Bordis with the option. Will go to the right side. Thought about throwing, ends up cutting up field instead and running with it himself. Tackles by Lionel Ginlay and John Hartwell Cormier. The latter just a freshman.
It's like a timeout for Fitchburg right now.
Fitchburg will have that timeout, yes.
Got up to the 11-yard line on that option play. So 2nd and 3 when we resume here, Danny.
And you can see just really trying to test out that leg there. Is that or something else, but he's not liking it.
So we're in the red zone here, Danny. You know, the big thing for Fitchburg is obviously to, you know, I said it just a few minutes ago, hold your water. Try not to allow a big play. You know, you're 3rd down and about 3 here.
2nd down.
Is it 2nd down?
It's 2nd.
2nd down, okay. 2nd down and 3 to go. You got trips to the left-hand side.
Singles receiver out to the right side is Romick. Be another run up the middle.
The big play right there.
And that's just what Groton-Dunstable was looking for. Touchdown Crusaders. Damian Agraz, the sophomore, gets in for 6.
Showed a little bit too much excitement there, Danny, but that's just what Groton-Dunstable needed. You hand the ball off to Agraz, he goes off the edge. That's good play on the line.
Romick kicked through the extra point on the first Groton-Dunstable touchdown. He'll have another go.
Bad snap.
That's a bad snap. Romick's going to run that down and can't do anything with it. Ball comes out at the end, but doesn't really matter. Can't return it for 2 in Federation rules, so the conversion is no good.
And that keeps our score at 28-13.
And we'll stay at 28-13. Just a bad snap that goes through the holder's hands.
Those things happen in football.
The freshman Caden Kissel was the holder there for the Crusaders. That's one of the experiences that you will learn as a freshman.
Yes, yes. Of course, Groton-Dunstable will be playing Tingsboro on Thanksgiving. They get next week off. Good opportunity to rest up, treat any injuries, catch up on some homework, maybe catch up on some sleep.
Groton-Dunstable and Tingsboro, they are, the Dunstable part at least is adjacent to Tingsboro, so.
Yeah. I've gone through Dunstable to try to get up to Tingsboro, and it feels like I've fallen off the face of the earth.
A lot of trees.
Yeah, lots of stone walls too.
I know on the drive that I'll make it if I want to go to Nashua. I will drive through Groton and Dunstable, and will in fact drive by the entrance to Groton-Dunstable Regional High School.
That's going up pretty heavy. You're going up a rural road to get up to Nashua. Wow.
Well, it takes about 40-45 minutes, but you know, it would just be longer. It'd be longer distance for the same amount of time travel if you want to take the highway, which is a legitimate option.
Yeah.
It's Morero there who took that one in, gets tackled by the other 20 there.
Gets to the 40 there.
Xavier Marrero.
In the series, number 20.
It's that one, gets tackled by the other 20, who is the other 20, and that is all we know him by, just the other 20.
The other 20. The whitish gray 20. I'm going to put it at the 40. Why not? I like an extra yard. Why not? Of course, Fitchburg, they're going to have next week off. They got to prepare for Leominster.
Don't forget, we've got the Chicken Bowl coming next Saturday. That noontime kickoff.
Love the Chicken Bowl. For a while, that was the only time I got to cover Fitchburg and Leominster. It was the Chicken Bowl.
Here's the case Collins on first down. Look how he stays on his feet going backwards at the end. Just riding on the top of other Crusaders. Gets 9 yards to the 50.
Weird. They allowed me to cover the Chicken Bowl. They wouldn't let me cover the big game. So let me get it. It's Fitchburg versus Leominster, but you'll let me cover it because it's junior varsity? Really? Really?
And Collins is down, and he was cramping off the field and wasn't going well.
Pass the bubbler on the right-hand side and take a drink.
Now the question is, are we finally actually going to see who the next one up is for Fitchburg, or is Best back in the game and just trying to muscle it out?
I think Best is back out there. I think that's him right there.
I definitely see Medina out there at the very least, and Ali Cohil running it. I'm guessing they're going to have Cohil take this, is my guess. But I really don't know what they're going to do.
Now, offensive line, take my advice. Move the person on the other side. You can do that. You're allowed to do that.
It will be Ali Cohil out of the shotgun formation. He'll take it and burst through the line. I don't know if he's ever taken a direct snap in his career.
Well, he got a first down on that, so
you got to do what you got to do.
Baby steps here. Baby steps. Got it up to the 47. Nice burst of speed, 3 yards.
It's a 1st and 10 from the
third carry, 3 yards. I'll take it.
Now, we say we don't know who's up next because there's 3 players listed as a quarterback who are high schoolers. Collins, as we know. Jerome Best, as we know. The other one is Zahir Chavez Hernandez, who has been hurt the last few weeks. So he's obviously out of the equation. So at that point, you're out of quarterbacks. The only other player listed as a quarterback is Blake Doyle. He's an 8th grader, and you can't use 8th graders if you have a JV team.
Correct.
So here's Cohil again staying on his feet. So he wrestles down to the 40-yard line.
And I know that that 8th grader was hurt for a little while, and Cole Lashua was taking a lot of the snaps. He's a big boy. He's got the clipboard right now next to one of the coaches on about the 45-yard line.
And Lashua, of course, wears the classic quarterback number, 87.
Yes, he does. He does. Interesting story on Cole Lashua.
Miguel Gonzalez is down, by the way. Yeah, for a game in the 40s, it's Cramp City tonight.
Yeah, he's a legacy. His grandfather played basketball on the Fitchburg High basketball team in 1970, 1971, which was the first year that Doug Rutchfield was the coach of the boys basketball team when we were on Academy Street, and his uncle, Dominic Ricci, scored the game-winning touchdown, Fitchburg against Leominster, back in 1941. So it's Cole's grandfather's uncle, so his great-grand-uncle.
Wow. I wish I could give you more story on like the Bolak legacy in terms of football, but I know my Pepe Edmund actually attended St. Bernard's, but was a captain in the 50s.
I love it. And Cole Lashua has a cousin, first cousin, who plays on Leominster. So he's got that, and it's on his grandfather's side, his maternal cousin. So he's got that on that side. So that other cousin has, his name is Mason Chester. Chester's a very popular name in Leominster because that's Scott Chester's son, Dave Chester's grandson.
Now, I have called some Leominster games this year, and I know Mason Chester has mostly been used as a kick returner for the Blue Devils, but
Yes,
he's been
he has.
getting on the field.
He's got a couple of years on Cole, so I'm hoping they get to play in the Thanksgiving game next year.
That'll be fun. Here is Ali Coquille to the left side, bounced off the line. Wrestling forward, close to the marker. Come down to the spot, think he's got it. Mr. Gauthier's happy with that. That's a first down for the Red Raiders.
Ball to the 36.
The direct snaps to Ali Coquille, definitely working to get him moving at least. I know he had a little bit of trouble with the handoffs.
Yeah.
But this time around now, it's like by design.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of a wildcat. We knew going into this season that Paul DiGeronimo was going to switch things up, for the offense. Because they started off in a wishbone. They've gone with more of a multiple set. So to see them going out of the wildcat is not necessarily surprising. They've been doing it a few times this season. And if that's how you are going to be successful with a player like Ali Coquille, you have to go that route. You have to put your players in the position to be successful. Putting him in the wildcat is what's making him successful in this fourth quarter right now.
Spot that one back at 36, so nothing gained on first down that time. It also reminds me a couple of years ago, Monty Tech. They were having a bit of trouble with quarterback. They moved Logan Quinn, their best running back, to the quarterback position and effectively played him out of the Wildcat.
Yeah.
And Quinn ran for tremendous yardage, and for the rest of that year came back the senior year, ran for like over 25 touchdowns, probably close to 2,000 yards on the ground.
Gotta love it.
And yeah, the Wildcat is the base formation, number 28 taking the snaps. Fitchburg calls their second timeout with 6:19 to go in the contest. And then they named him to the All-State team in Division 5 as a fullback, and it's like...
He's a Wildcat player. He's a utility player. I love it.
I mean, in a sense, the Wildcat is... it's a contextual position in a sense, because it comes down to who is... It's using a guy at quarterback who is not actually listed as a quarterback.
Right. I mean, when Quentin Perkins was here way back when, and of course, rest in peace, Quentin, they had him down as an athlete on the All-Star teams. Just athlete, ATH. That was what they put him as. He wasn't as a wide receiver. He wasn't as a running back. He wasn't as a quarterback. They put him down as athlete because they really didn't know where to put him because he excelled at wherever he was.
You could use him basically wherever. I know even... Although they didn't put Luke Bolak, my fourth cousin, down as a athlete when he was with the Red Raiders. He was primarily a quarterback, and then they were using him primarily as a running back last year when Zacchaeus Collins proved to be a worthy QB, and Niall Sim getting playing time there as well. And now at Plymouth State, they're using him as a wide receiver.
Luke's a good kid. Good kid, good athlete. We have a flag here on this one. Coquille running away, but that's going to probably come back.
It most likely will, and it's immediately called a hold.
56 finally making the tackle.
Mr. Gauthier immediately nipping it in the bud, not giving them a chance to celebrate it.
Holding. Offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
So he just said 51. Let's look at that one.
So it's Maximo Brogna with the penalty there.
He's right in the middle. He's holding him.
Yep, there's a bit of a jersey grab there.
As John would say, you can't do that. That is illegal. And it's going to come back. See, John's still here.
We'll have him back next week.
Is he going to be here for the Chicken Bowl?
I believe that's the plan.
Wonderful.
It says, you give me, you do a setup that has multiple microphones, I'll be on it. It was just, the day job got in the way this time.
That happens to me all the time.
Fortunately for me, my day job is working for FATV. Coquille is the Wildcat quarterback as he rolls to the right side. Will try to recreate what he just did. Does not get the success that time. A couple of yards gained to the 44.
So it's been a while since we've had a third down play. This will be the 9th third down play for Fitchburg coming up today. 3 of 8 on third down for Fitchburg.
Jackson McAuliffe, Carter Maple with the tackles for the Crusaders. Time continuing to tick in this contest. We're under 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And I try to time that so maybe I would be under it once I finish the sentence. And probably should have just went with that or something like that. Who knows? Who cares?
You gotta go with what you gotta go with, Dan.
So Coheel, look at him dancing through the line, gets to the 39-yard line. Makes it 4th and interesting.
Gets it up to about the 39-yard line, gain of 5. 4th and about 13 to go. Might as well go for it. Try to get, as far as you can get to pin Groton-Dunstable back. Have a little bit of a longer field than 61 yards. I have him for 8 for 21 yards.
I have Coheel, yep, 8 for 21.
This will be the second 4th down play for the Red and Gray. I'm a poet, I didn't even know it. And we're gonna get 5 free ones.
Yep. Textbook, this is offside.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
It's like who you want to call the offside on. Well, you got 2 different players. Maybe a third.
Interior linemen, all offside. Defensive guard, defensive tackle, nose guard, doesn't matter.
Because the clock runs on that, it just means free time runs off for the Raiders, holding on to a 15-point lead. It's 4th down and 8 from the 34. Heavy line formation. Moving Torres in motion, maybe thinking maybe they could get him to jump because he's taken a couple of those end around. Back judge lowers the arm to 5 seconds. And they're going to let the back judge throw the flag and take the 5 back.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
So that's a penalty you take if you've decided you're definitely going to punt and you just want to run every single second off the clock.
Smart play. Smart play. It's a football play.
It's reasonable. 4th and 8, a little challenging. Try to pin him deep.
Try to get him inside the 15, I would say.
Alan Hall on for the boot. That's a solid one. Taken at the 15, loose. But it is muffed. Recovered by the Crusaders. Maple got on top of that one after Larson had trouble handling it. Marvin Larson has not had the most fun in dealing with these kick and punt returns tonight.
So I was close. It's at the 17.
It just goes right out of his hands. But that's, I think, the reason why Groton-Dunstable has 2 guys back there. As Maple can just follow on there. Minutes and 11 seconds remain. Let's see what the Crusaders can do. Running back to the right, breaks out of 3 tackles, now comes back to the near side. There'll be a positive gain in the end, maybe a yard or 2.
All that running for just 1, maybe 2 yards.
Agraz had the carry. Torres, his counterpart wearing number 3, got in on the tackle. It's a 2-yard gain.
It's been a while since Groton-Dunstable had the ball. Like almost 7 minutes. 8 minutes almost.
That last drive definitely took a while. Bordas rolling right. Throw tipped and incomplete. And while I know the tempo is down, let's take a moment to thank our FATV underwriters.
Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are brought to you in part by Groton Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, The Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil.
thank our underwriters for making all of these remote productions possible.
Always good to hear Annie's voice.
Deep ball downfield on the near side. Incomplete, wanted Romick. Allen Torres had the coverage.
1 for 10 on third down conversions.
It's going to be the key stat, I think, for Groton-Dunstable, is just not being able to convert that many of those third downs. That last drive for the Raiders, I had it at 7 minutes and 18 seconds.
It's a lot of time.
It is. Here's another fourth down play. Over the head of Bordas, and he doesn't jump on it immediately. I'm not sure why.
If Fitchburg gets it, it's a touchdown.
It's going to be given as a touchdown for the Raiders. Isaiah Solomon will claim it for the Raiders to make it 34-13.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's a beautiful capper on this game, Danny. You know, we've seen a couple of bad snaps on our side this season that have gone into the end zone for touchdowns. It's nice to see it on the other side. It really is. Just chases it down. He slips. He can't get a hold of it. Ball goes, tries to get it. Coheal tried to get it. And then the scrum begins. And Solomon comes up with it.
He was the one who had the football in his hands at the end of that, so I've given him the credit.
That's okay. Oh, and there's a bad snap on the conversion.
So the Raiders have to improvise. Coheal's got it, and he's got 6-7 Crusaders wrapping him up. One of the things we haven't really seen with Coheal as the Wildcat quarterback is how good is he throwing the football. He didn't want to find out there, but you know, it's no risk play on the conversion because they can't return it for 2. The worst thing that can happen is they catch it and the play ends.
Right.
So if there was any time to try to chuck it just for giggles, that would have been the time. But you know, sometimes you just don't know.
2 minutes, 18 seconds left to go, Danny. And another chorus of Mr. Touchdown. 5 TDs for Fitchburg today? Is that right?
Yeah, 5 touchdowns. 4 for 4 on extra points. A bad exchange, and it's like if the ball's not actually kicked, it's not a failed kick.
You know, the big key tonight, I think, Danny, and I think you might agree with me, is just the way that Fitchburg ran the football. They got really back to basics in this game. Just running the football, which is, you know, the hallmark of Fitchburg's offense. Both Collins and Best did phenomenal jobs today in the Wildcat. And of course, getting a defensive touchdown, 2 defensive touchdowns the way they did tonight. Fantastic performance by the Red and Gray. Of course, there's still some areas that they can work on, especially tackling in those first 5 yards. And we saw it happen a couple times where they were able to do that. But yeah, great victory for Fitchburg High School. I cannot believe I just said that.
It's been a while since they've scored this many points, 34 points.
Have to be happy. Got to be happy for these kids.
Obviously, it's been a challenging season, as it has been the last couple of years, but, you know, one of the big positives, you know, these consolation games, it's a way to match up 2 teams that are pretty equal to the task.
Yeah.
Try to create some winnable matchups for teams. It helps to alleviate the number of winless teams out there. It's one of the reasons why this system's going to stay, even if, you know, they tried to look into recalibrating the playoffs, try to change things up a little bit to make more games in the regular season count, make Thanksgiving count, but there just are a couple of trade-offs that aren't going to be resolvable, I think, in that.
I don't think Thanksgiving is going to be technically meaningful ever again. I mean, we've been
nearly a great catch there by Larson.
You know, we've had this system for a good while now, and it is how it is. And again, trying to make Thanksgiving meaningful again, you know, on an overall standpoint, it's going to be tough to do. But you know, for the kids, it should still be meaningful. And if you're not, you know, staying up late or you know trying to go to sleep on Thanksgiving Eve, if you don't have that problem, then there's something the matter with you if you're playing football in Massachusetts.
Or you're deep into the Berkshires, as Larson is
That's
able to
fair.
take that catch all the way out to the 30-yard line of Fitchburg.
That's the second conversion on third down for Groton-Dunstable.
Larson's had a really good day, too, in receiving. He had the touchdown in the first half. He's got 135 receiving yards, if my count is correct.
Good Lord, that's a lot.
Especially in a high school game. They'll get 2 more on the throw over the middle. .28-yard line. Clock is ticking, 60 seconds left.
Let it click. Click down. Click, 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 click.
Another deep ball, 1v2
Almost
coverage.
picked. Almost picked. Nice breakup.
Ball intended that time for number 6.
Wanted Kyle Ricci, but Alan Hall and Xavier Marrero,
Marrero and Hall on the
they were both there with the coverage.
49 seconds to play. Bringing up 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 coming. So again, we'll have Chicken Bowl coverage on Saturday. So there'll still be a little more football to be played here at historic Crocker Field this year. And don't forget Thanksgiving coverage. Kickoff at 10 a.m. on the 28th, 13 days from now. Lofting right side, overthrown.
Nice zipper on that one.
Wanted Romick, just couldn't catch it.
Just couldn't quite reel that one in.
Last chance saloon for Groton-Dunstable, 4th and 8 here.
41 seconds left, do have all their timeouts, so. I mean, really just a matter of trying to get, some pride. Some more points wherever you can. You want to try to finish a game strong.
Yes.
We did have a 3-score comeback with 2 minutes left in a game this year.
Don't say that, please.
But Shrewsbury needed more, Algonquin needed more time than that to beat Shrewsbury. Hall is the one who gets there first, gets his hand on that ball to keep it away from Romick on 4th down. Incomplete that goes. Boy, Groton-Dunstable's had.
I have them at for 17 of 30 passing. I might be right on that.
So,
2 of 9 on 4th down, 2 of 12 on 3rd. That's the story if you're a Groton-Dunstable supporter. Can't convert. You converted 4 times on 3rd and 4th down.
how many chances did they have? They had, so many.
2 of 12 on 3rd down, 2 of 9 on 4th down.
Yeah, my book's got 2 of 11 and 2 of 9, but still. And then, 16 for 31, I've got Groton-Dunstable passing tonight. 185 yards, 1 touchdown going one way, 1 touchdown going the other way.
Fitchburg was 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions, but they did the job where they had to on the ground, and they got good upfield blocking too. You had 2 touchdowns that were virtually the same. You had another one with a hole that was the size of the Nashua River.
Raiders averaged 5 yards a carry this game.
The Nashua runs through Lower Clegon.
I will note that our director was wondering about the previous hyperbole used, and the folks at home can't hear him.
That's okay. That's okay. They can visualize it, and Fitchburg takes a knee there.
Ali Cohil will take the 1 knee that should be required.
I'm going to take these notes, by the way. This was good. This is a good thing of notes.
Yep. I do that every single week. Time's going to run out here at historic Crocker Field, and the Red Raiders, with their biggest win in quite some time, 34-13, they take down Groton-Dunstable.
Beautiful, beautiful win for the Red and Gray, and we're going to hear a nice chorus of the alma mater. Wow. Been a long time since we have been able to win at home. 2 years or thereabouts.
Yep, not since the Westboro game 2 years ago.
That's 2 in a row. That's a winning streak. It has happened before.
It's been a while. The Raiders definitely doing what they needed to do. They had their moments, obviously, million cramps and the fact that they finished with Ali Coquille at quarterback. You do what you do, and the Raiders, remember last week, they hopped, skipped, and jumped off of the field at Foley Stadium. So happy. They finally got one in the win column last weekend. You can see they're definitely excited, very happy for all the work they've put in this year. They finally have a couple of wins to call their own.
Of course, the old cupola on the old Fitchburg High School all alight, as it should be. And a beautiful victory for the famous red and gray. Danny, it's been a pleasure.
Good to have you on, Sean.
My pleasure.
I look forward to reading it in the paper. Digital link or otherwise. I'm a subscriber.
I appreciate that. So long as life shall last, her praise and fame will sing for aye. 3 cheers for the red and gray. I'm not a singer.
My requisite reminder that I did not go to Fitchburg High School, so I don't have the alma mater remembered.
We had to learn it first week of freshman year. It stayed with me for 30 some odd years.
The Raiders go to 2-8 on this season. Groton-Dunstable falls to 1-9 with just Thanksgiving to play. 13 days from now for both of these teams. Groton-Dunstable goes to Tingsboro. Fitchburg goes to Leominster. And should be a lot of fun. Don't forget again, the Chicken Bowl coming. Just to go over the final stats, the Red Raiders definitely getting it done with the ground game, averaging 5 yards a carry, 188 yards all told. Zacchaeus Collins over 100 yards of rushing again. Finishes with 132 yards and 2 scores. Jerome Best had a touchdown run as well. 2 defensive scores for the Raiders, 1 for Collins and 1 for Isaiah Solomon, recovering the bad snap that sealed the scoring in this contest. But an exciting victory, a very interesting game, but it's fun to see the side in red. Look at them, so happy. They are just so happy, so exhilarated. And I think there's going to be some more wins to come in the future. But we'll wrap it up here from historic Crocker Field. Our crew tonight, Robin Como and Isaiah Manuel, up on the roof of the press box with all the camera coverage. Todd Govan doing replay, Travis Falk doing audio, graphics, and other stuff, and Nate Glennie, our director tonight. And myself and Sean Sweeney up here in the booth, bring you all the action. And we hope you enjoyed it here from Crocker Field. Again, the final score for the final time, it's the Fitchburg Red Raiders 34, the Groton-Dunstable Crusaders 13. For everyone here at FATV, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next time, and until then, so long from Fitchburg.